What's up, people? Okay, so I just spoke to Paty Johnston and she was amazing, right? So she is someone who has really struggled in her youth with ADHD and dyslexia and all this other stuff. And she has created a program so that she can help all of us kind of get over this, not kind of get over this procrastination in our life. Like, how many times have you said you're going to start something and I'll do it Monday? Monday never comes. Okay, I'll do it next week. Next week never comes. Next month, next year, all of that, and we just keep procrastinating. I want you to be successful and I want you to stop the procrastination. And I love that Paty is offering you guys a quiz, and she even offered you to text her and she will give you 1 hour free of her time so that she can help you draw out a roadmap. Hello, take advantage of it. Don't procrastinate on somebody helping you with procrastination. Okay, get to it. I'm going to make sure that you get this information. So I'm going to go right now to the video so that you can watch it and get all of this knowledge so that you can stop procrastinating and be successful in what you want to create. All right, guys, here we go. What's up, y'all? This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. And I love you guys so much. I cannot believe that there's over 100,000 downloads. That means all of y'all are paying attention and listening up, and I appreciate you. I want to thank you so much for everything. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, because that's the only way we can grow this channel is if you do that, right? And I need you. So I am here talking to like the best humans I can find to come on here to grow, challenge, and transform your thinking. And I found somebody exceptional for y'all today, okay? I want you to welcome Paty Johnston. She's an international leadership, procrastination, and ADHD life coach. Hello, y'all. You know I got some ADHD going on. All right. Paty helps overwhelmed professionals stop procrastinating in just 30 days, empowering them to conquer avoidance and achieve their full potential. So, hello. I hope you guys are listening because I know a lot of y'all procrastinate. Don't tell me you don't. Yes, you do. Okay, so as a speaker with John Maxwell team, Paty draws from her own journey of overcoming procrastination to create a multi-million-dollar business. Now, her passion is for teaching others to stop procrastinating through emotional intelligence and neuroscience, and evidence of her virtual course, How to Stop Procrastination in 30 Days. All right, so get ready, y'all. Get ready. Buckle up. Here we go. Paty, I love you. I love your energy. I love who you are. How are you today?
Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I couldn't be better. I love you too. I love everything what you do to
Thank
help
you.
people, to teach people. So it's for me, it's just such an honor to be here today.
Thank you. Well, I'm honored as well. I really love like being in the space of people who bring such good energy like you do. Even the first time we spoke, we were laughing. This is such a good time. So I couldn't wait for today, and I'm really glad you're here. So I want to kick off the show like I always do because I like my audience to get to know you. So who are you, Paty? Who are you?
Oh, well, I'm going to start from the beginning. So, I am the founder of, I'm a coach, and I'm the founder of a program called How to Stop Procrastinating in 30 Days.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I do that is because I was born a procrastinator.
Right.
My favorite word used to be mañana. Oh my goodness, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, next week. Oh no,
Yeah.
next year's my year.
Yeah.
And nothing happened. I
Right.
knew
Right.
exactly what to do, but I didn't know how to do it. I was like frozen.
Mm.
And I grew up, my parents are very disciplined, they're super clean. And my sister, she thinks she's perfect,
Right.
but she's not perfect. She is almost perfect. Oh my goodness, Nina. And I was the opposite. I was a mess. Her room was super clean, organized. She would never miss a homework appointment. And I was like, what? It looks like my room was like a tornado had gone by. Uh, and then I would forget everything. I would forget
Yeah.
my homework. I was surviving really growing
Mm-hmm,
up.
mm-hmm.
So my parents were lovely, and they still are. And my dad, who's a very good dad, but he didn't know any better back then, said to me one day, I spilled some milk. We were on a dinner table, and I spilled the milk as usual. And he looked at me and he said, Patty, I don't know how you're going to survive in life.
Oh my God.
I don't see a future for you, Neena. And he said, I hope you get a good husband someday because I don't know how you're going to make it. And back then, I mean, I was like 10 years old, and I thought, wow, there has to be something really wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up thinking, I can never change. And on top of it all, I got pregnant when I was a teenager. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
from Colombia originally, and my Colombian parents were about to die. Now, for
Right.
real, you ruin your future. My goodness, single mother.
Right. Right.
Uh,
I know the
so
feeling.
I, oh my goodness, Nina. So I moved from Colombia to the US with my son. My son was 3 years old at the time.
Mm,
And I was tired. I was tired of being tired. I was tired
mm.
of not knowing where I was going. I was working in a job that I did not like, long hours, underpaid. And one day I thought, okay, there has to be a fixing of what's
Yeah.
happening to me. So I started psychology just to fix myself.
You. Good for you.
And I discovered that procrastination is not linked to lack of time. We all have time,
Right.
but procrastination is directly linked to emotions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So things like fear or anxiety or the feeling of being overwhelmed because you have too much on your plate were things that were holding me back. So I specialize on emotional intelligence. And I created a system that helped me overcome procrastination. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what I did? I'm like, you know what? My dad worked for the same company for 40 years, and I thought, no, I'm gonna open my own company after I started with my system. And I came as an immigrant, single mom. I had $2,000 in my savings, and I opened my own company,
Good for
and I
you.
sold that company 18 months later for $500,000.
That's so
I
good.
couldn't believe it. You know, I've never seen that much money altogether. So I thought, wow, if it happened to me, it can happen to anyone. And
Hmm.
I decided to open my second company, and my second company was even more successful.
That's wonderful.
You
That's
know what my
wonderful.
dad said, Nina,
I,
when I
I was
sold
gonna
my
ask
second
you. I was
company?
gonna ask you.
Listen, when I sold my second company, he's like, Patty, I've always believed in you. And I'm like, no, Dad, you didn't. It was then when everyone's like, okay, so that's what I do. That's where I'm so passionate. I'm a
That's
coach.
wonderful.
And I'm a
Right.
coach because I want to help others that feel stuck and
Right.
lost and disappointed on
Mm-hmm.
themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If I did it, was I'm no better than anyone. If you're listening today and you're feeling, is this all I have to live? There's hope. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the summary.
That's wonderful. And I wanted to talk to you because I know that you are a coach. We know you're a coach, and you're a coach in leadership, procrastination. But I also mentioned ADHD and stuff. So I'm wondering, like, I know that you had this, forgetfulness, and you were procrastinating. But was there other things going on do you have ADHD? Is that what happened, or are there other things that you feel like could have stopped you from being successful, but you overcame them?
100%. So, things like being very scattermind, very
Mm.
distracted. I would start with something and immediately jump to something
Mhm,
else,
mhm.
and then would forget my appointments. Even when I was, my son was young, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I forgot at the last minute. I needed to go talk to a teacher, talk to a doctor,
Right, right.
and my wonderful sister would say, who in the world would forget an appointment, Patty? I'm like, I don't know.
Me?
Me exactly. So I decided to go to a doctor and see what happened. And the psychiatrist looked at me and she said, "Oh my goodness, you have a very high case, very chronic case of ADD. There's ADD and ADHD. ADHD is for hyperactivity.
Right.
Mine is more like the deficit disorder of the concentration part." And so they recommended me taking some pills, some medicine, which I did, but they were not very good for me. It had some
Mm-hmm.
side effects. And that's how I decided, okay, so I'm going to create a system so I don't forget appointments, so that I can focus, so that I can reach my full potential. Because
Yeah.
this is the thing, Nina. People that have ADD, ADHD tend to have a very high IQ,
Yeah.
intelligence quotient. So they are very intelligent, which is good, but it's bad because they can get by with little. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, was able to make it. Oh my goodness, you see, I told you last minute. But
uh,
reality is you're not at your best.
yeah.
You're just, coasting through life.
Yeah. I love that.
So the reality is you can, I used to feel that life was living me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to get to a point that I needed to live my life,
Mm-hmm.
that I needed to take control of my thoughts, control of my emotions, control of my time, control of my actions, because it was the only way to really have control of my future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. And I, want all of those who are listening, I also believe people with ADD, ADHD are very creative, and that's why they
Yes.
go from one thing to another because they get bored because their brain is just going. I have ADHD. I didn't know that until I'm 51. I just found out like a few years ago.
Yeah.
All my life, I've always had to have systems. Like I've always had
Yeah.
to write things down. Make sure this is here, put it in my face, put some
Yeah.
sticky notes, like all of that all my life. And school was a bear. I could barely get through school because I was
Yeah.
just everywhere. And I had my kid at 15, so I was a teen mom.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, same thing. Oh, you're not gonna amount to anything. You're gonna be suffering all your life. This is what
Yeah.
happened. Da, 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 whatever.
You just
Anyway,
ruin your life. Yes.
anyway. But it was really cool to have somebody actually say to me, well, you actually have really high ADHD. They're like, that's why you're so successful, because you learned systems, and then you learned how to always
Yeah.
climb the ladder. So I don't want people to hear think, oh, I have it too. Listen, that's your superpower. If that's what you have, that's your superpower, but you need a system. And so, Patty, I want to talk to you about that, right? I want to talk to you about your system. So we don't have to like dive into all of it, but I do want to know, like, what is like a key component or something, somebody who's listening, who's, I call it squirrel, right? You see somebody go squirrel. Okay, next squirrel, squirrel, right? You're like everywhere. So I'm just wondering, I want to give, the listeners, the solopreneurs, entrepreneurs who are out here really trying to make it happen and are feeling stuck because they're
Yeah.
like, I can't get anything done. Like,
Yeah.
give me a tip or give them a tip that they can start to implement in their life.
Yeah, 100%. So, first of all, let me jump one step back. Um, with ADD, ADHD, it's called, it's known as a disability, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not a disability. It's just a different ability.
Yeah.
It's just different. So, the thing that related to ADD, or, in procrastination is there's not a one tip that you can implement. So
Mm.
we've been lied to before. We have been told, oh no, just buy a calendar and you'll be okay. Just have a planner and that'll work. But the thing is, because
We forget the
procrastination,
planner. We forget the
exactly, what is it? I was laughing inside when you said about the sticky notes. My sticky notes were like all over the place. I'm
Me
like, oh, I
too.
don't even know where to start. So the thing is, because procrastination is based on emotions, those things don't work. Those are
Right.
tools, right? For the people that are very structured and that, they are good tools. But reality is, if you're afraid and you have a fear of failure, let's say, there is no calendar that is going to help you make it happen.
Right.
You just need to find the reason behind it. And not only, oh, it's fear, is where is that coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only way to change anything is to know the real reason behind it, right? You
Mm-hmm.
don't have a
Mm-hmm.
headache and you go to the doctor, it's like, okay, here's some painkillers. They're like, okay, now let's take a look. What's happening behind it? So it's
Right.
exactly the same thing. And that's why, like, what I do is a journey of 30 days, because it's not a one-time thing. It's like, okay, what's the reason? What's the why? Is it anxiety? Where's that anxiety coming from? Where are my insecurities coming from? Is it childhood trauma? I had a great family, but definitely not the perfect family.
Right.
And a lot of the things that I experienced growing up were showing up in my
Mm-hmm.
adult life. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the first thing. It needs to start with the why behind it. And
Mm-hmm.
not like, oh, I do it because of my why are my kids. No, it's why you're here. And even though you know you can do better, you're not doing it. So that's the
Yeah.
first one. The second one is just increase emotional intelligence, which is
Mm-hmm.
awareness of emotions, regulation of emotions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because things like anger, things like, anxiety or depression, all that has an effect on us. So
It really
it's a
does.
journey.
It is a,
It
it is a journey. It is. And for those who are listening, and you are a procrastinator, because I know I was a procrastinator. Oh my gosh, was I a procrastinator? I mean, it wasn't until like this last year, and I've been doing a lot of personal development in the last like 15, 20 years, but it wasn't until the last few years that I paused to recognize my procrastination. And
mm,
it affects your life in many ways, because you not only procrastinate, let's say, okay, for weight loss, for instance, right? Because
right.
I'm going on a weight journey. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm not trying. I'm losing weight, all that kind of stuff.
Good for you.
So here's the thing: so many years of saying it and not doing it and procrastinating also
Yeah.
like ends up having building blocks on your self-esteem, your self-worth, like all of that
Yeah.
kind of stuff too. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
to unpack when you start
Yes.
unpacking. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
I also believe that
Absolutely.
you gotta discover it and then realize what the lesson in it and move on. Because if you stay stuck in what happened and what could have, should have, would have, and you're never going to progress forward, right, Patty? So there
Absolutely.
has to
Abs-
be a way to do that, a self-discovery way, but not get stuck.
Absolutely. And that, I love that because that involves healing.
Yeah.
So, like I fell when I was little, I used to be very clumsy, and I don't label myself anymore. But I used to
Good.
fall. Oh, fall here, fall that. So my knees are full of scars. They're lovely. But they don't hurt. If I touch them, I know they're there. I know I fell a
Right.
few
Right.
times, but they don't hurt anymore. And that's exactly the same as when you discover those wounds from childhood or from the past or from your own self, then it's a point to heal. And once it
Mm-hmm.
heals, then you can start taking action and you can think about it without the pain.
Mm-hmm.
That's when
Mm-hmm.
you actually progress. And that's why I'm so excited about what I do, because once we go to the core, the real reason, people change really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a lady that started 3 weeks ago. She was very skeptical. She's like, I don't know, 30 days? Who's going to change in 30 days, Patty? But I'm going to give you a chance, blah, blah, blah. She started on day 3. She's like, could you please record a video of me? I'm like, yeah. We sit down like this. And she's like, oh my goodness. I have changed this and that because I realized what was holding me back. She's like, I was angry. I was angry with my parents. I was angry with my kids. I was angry with it, and I was angry with me. And as soon as you open that, you're like, okay, I know the reason. Now I can continue.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. It is beautiful. And it's also something that we have to remember, that a lot of the stories that we have trauma or stuff in our life, some of it are lies, things we told ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? Like for instance, when your dad said, "Hi, Patty, what are you gonna do? You don't have to get married." But and then he said, "I believed in you." And the truth is he probably did. And when he said that, he was just saying it because you spilled milk. And then,
Yeah.
but we internalize. Now we made our own
Um.
decision.
Yeah.
I'm clumsy. I'm not
Absolutely.
good enough. I'm
Yep.
stupid. I can't,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Right? You made your
Absolutely.
own story. And a lot of those are
Yeah.
lies. And
Yes, I
that's why it's
lies.
good. Yeah, it's good to go back, like for instance with your client, having to go back. And I'm sure some of this, and this is where the conundrum comes in, because some of it is true,
Yeah.
but not all of it is true. Right? And
Absolutely,
so, right.
absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
so
and
good.
and at the end is however you take it, and you make the decision if it's going to affect you or not.
Right.
This morning, I have one of my current students. She said she did something at work that was really bad, and somebody else said to her, "Oh my goodness, now your day is ruined." And she texts and she's like, she doesn't know any better. She doesn't know the new me. And she's like, no, it is a great day, actually. You see,
Yes.
we can develop a barrier of
Yes.
protection where we say things, everything that happens to me is good, Nina. Even sometimes it doesn't look good, but at
Yeah.
the end, it's good. It's a
Yeah.
lesson. It makes me stronger. So it's basically to train the muscle of
Yeah.
emotional
So
intelligence
good.
so that you can recognize your emotions but also regulate them.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? For those who are listening, you like, ah, what is Patty talking about? I've been going through some crap. The truth is you're right. Sometimes it's crap. Sometimes it feels, it smells like crap. But at the same time, there always is a lesson and experience to go through it. See,
Yeah,
I feel like God gave us only one life to experience. And sometimes we have the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs,
yeah,
but it's still life and it's
yeah,
experiential, right?
yeah,
And so
yeah,
it depends on how much we want to keep looking in the back and staying back there or
yeah.
looking forward. I love the way this guy that I follow said, you can be either the boat that is like, tugging along, like one of those big rings where people sit down and the boat just, takes them through the water, and they're like, so you can be the boat in the front, or you can be the little tugboat that has to pull the big ship, and that's a lot to pull, so you can't go fast, you go slow,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And
I
I'm like, oh,
love
that's
that.
good. Yeah, that was
I
really good.
It's so good. I love that.
Yeah.
And I don't know you, but for the longest time, I felt I had the position of being a victim.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
For me, look at me, with my dad in Colombia and no money and pregnant, whose fault was that? But like I was the victim. It was everyone else's fault and for me. But reality is I was able to switch to
Yeah.
look at me.
Right,
Look
right,
at
right.
me. In spite
Right.
of having this, in spite of experiencing a lot of bad stuff that hurt,
Right.
it's possible. It is
It
possible to
is
be
so
able to
possible.
overcome it. Yes,
Yeah, it is so
absolutely.
possible. And I love the work that you're doing, because right now I feel like we are in such a conundrum in our world, right? So we have this beautiful thing called the internet where you can find things, you can connect with people like me and you are connecting right now. And then it's also an overload of information, and people
Yeah,
are feeling they're procrastinating because they have too much
it's too
information.
much.
It's
Yeah,
just too much. I mean,
yeah,
how many times have you gone to the store? I know for me, I'll go to the store to get like a particular, I don't know, barbecue sauce or mayonnaise or whatever. And I'm standing there going, which one should I get?
yeah,
Right? Should I get the big
yeah,
one? Should I get the small
yeah,
one? Should I get this brand? Should I get and I'm literally standing there for like 6, 7 minutes. I'm like, this is
yeah.
ridiculous. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Like, pick a brand, Nina. Pick a brand,
Just
Like,
close your eyes.
yes, because
I
you
know.
you just, but that one sounds good, but that one sounds good, but
Yeah,
that one sounds good, and
absolutely.
it's just, and especially because nowadays, and there's been some reports on this where kids do have now a
Yeah,
higher case of ADHD and less
yeah,
focus because they have too many things coming at them, Patty.
yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
I want you to tell our people who are listening, like, what it means to work with you. So what is it, what's your process? What do you put them through? Like, how do they, what does that look like to work with your system?
Yeah, so the reason I named it How to Stop Procrastinating in 30 Days is because a while ago, 10, 12 years ago, I was tired and I said, I'm going to take 30 days for me.
Mm,
I am a giver, and it's like giving to my son and my family and work. And then little by little, I was like the last on my list.
yeah, yeah.
So back then, I said, because obviously we live in a world so much, that I decided to take 30 days for me. So the first week back then, which is exactly what I do with my clients, is to find the real reason of your procrastination. What's the real reason?
A lot
What's
of self
behind it?
discovery. Okay.
Yeah, self-discovery. But then at the same time, we take action. because
Good.
you can know a lot of everything, but if you don't take action, there's nothing.
Right.
We hear a lot of you dream big and it's gonna happen. It's not enough. You
It's
need to take action. Like it's
absolutely.
beautiful. I have an uncle that has said, I'm gonna make millions at some point, and he put like a little $1 million bill in front of on the ceiling of his bed so
Mhm.
that he would wake up and see $1 million. This was many years ago, and that's the only $1 million he's seen,
Right, right.
because just wishful thinking or dreams are not enough. So we start a process of discovery, and then we create a plan. What are you going to work
Great,
on? Oh, is it
great.
your health? I want to lose weight, or I want to clean my house, which has been a mess for a while, or is it that I want to grow my business, that I've been procrastinating on that? Relationships, I've been in this toxic relationship for too long, or I'm not having the conversations I should have. So not only we learn, they start changing their mindset and their heart, reprogramming themselves,
Mm-mm-hmm.
but also creating a plan. So if I want to be in this place in 6 months, where do I need to be in 3 months from now?
Right,
And where
right.
do I need to be in a month from now?
So good. Yeah,
So what do
yeah.
I need to do tomorrow?
Right,
And
right.
not only you do it, let's say somebody comes and says, oh, Patty, I'm going to walk every day for 30 minutes. They need to take a picture of their shoes by the park and send it to me and say,
Right,
I'm starting and
right.
I'm finishing. So it's a process of both growth, action, and accountability. So that's
Accountability is
why it
so
works.
important, Patty, especially for somebody like, oh, I'm just going to say me because I have ADHD. I need a coach in my life, right? So I always feel like everybody needs somebody
A
because
100%.
accountability is huge to get you to move
Yeah.
forward. It's
Yes,
huge, and
absolutely.
even like the big, 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 wigs that I've spoken to, multimillionaires, all these companies, blah, 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 they still need someone too. They go to masterminds, they go to all these
Yep,
other things because they need people too. So I want those who
absolutely.
are listening to understand that if you are finding what Patty is saying resonating with you and you're like, oh my God, I need that in my life because I procrastinate like crazy, then you need to learn that you need someone and stop trying to navigate this by yourself. Navigating this alone is not good. It's just not.
It doesn't
It's
work.
not good. It doesn't work because you give yourself too many excuses. You let yourself
Absolutely.
off the hook too much,
Yep,
right? We,
yep,
we do. We just do.
yep.
So, before I wrap up and let you go, I love that you are helping people with all of this stuff, and I want people to know how to work with you. So, talk to me about. I know you mentioned that you might have a quiz and all this other stuff going on. So, I want to know what you have so that the people who are listening can connect with you and learn more.
Absolutely. So I'm going to do two things
Sure.
just because I think you're amazing and I know your listeners are as well. And I just wish when I was struggling, somebody would come and talk to me and
Yes.
show me
Yes.
the way.
Yes. Yes.
So I am going to, if you listen here and you say, I'm a procrastinator, I'm a bit lost, I need some help, I'm going to give you 1 hour of my time at no cost. And I'm going to help you create a
Amazing.
plan. I love text messages because we can connect quickly like that. So you can text me at 813-789-1097. This is in the US, 813-789-1097. Text me. I'm in from Straight Talk with Neena. So I just want to make
Awesome.
sure that you are coming from here because otherwise I'm going to have to charge you.
Right.
uh, and then second, you can go to my website, stopprocrastinatingtoday.com
Oh, I love
slash
that.
quiz. Or if you just want to navigate it, start there, stopprocrastinatingtoday.com. And you're going to find a free quiz that you can take because there are actually 5 types of procrastination. So that's a good start. Start by figuring out what type of procrastinator you are. If you want to talk to me, just text me and we'll go from there.
That's amazing. And for those of you who are listening, stop procrastinating and go to that quiz.
Exactly. Do not
Don't
procrastinate.
procrastinate on procrastination. Oh my God. It's so
Don't say
funny.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah.
it now. Oh my goodness.
Listen,
No, just do it
tomorrow,
anyway.
I used to say that all the time. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Like, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. Well, next year
Yeah.
comes. I'll go to the gym tomorrow. I'll go one day
Mm.
and then I don't go again. And next year comes and next year.
Right.
And now I'm 51, still struggling with the weight, which I'm getting
Yeah.
off, right? And
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like at some point we have to like look at ourselves and say, okay, how long am I going to do this? How long am I going to be
Absolutely.
on this circle? And who
Yeah.
do I need to help me through it, Paty? So
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah, I love that.
so glad you came on, and I'm so glad you spoke about procrastination because it is huge right now.
Yeah,
And it's the overload,
absolutely.
it's the information overload. And because we have too many things to entertain us, Paty, we don't take the time we have to take for ourselves. We don't.
Ourselves.
No,
Yes.
we don't.
And by the way, it's an avoidance strategy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
avoiding looking at our reality. It's like,
Right.
oh, another cat video or another this. Oh
Right.
my goodness, I'm too busy. And then you spend 2 hours on social media. So
It's so true.
it
So
is
true.
avoiding reality.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I tell people we need to change before it's too late. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, Patty, that is so negative. It's never too late. Well, sometimes it's too late because
Yeah.
opportunities come and go, people come and go, things come and go.
You are
So
so
the
right.
moment to change is today,
Today. Today, because tomorrow's not promised.
not
So
promise.
if is I mean, it's good. We'll probably be here tomorrow and we'll probably be here next year, but you want to be different. And so if you
Absolutely.
want to do it, then say to yourself, hey, what's going to make Neena happy a year from now, 5 years from now,
Yeah,
10 years from now?
yeah,
And that's taking care of my health. I don't
yeah,
want to be sick in a hospital bed or somewhere a year, 10 years or
yeah,
5 years from now. Like we
absolutely.
have to start taking accountability. I thank you so
Absolutely.
much for pouring all of that stuff. I really appreciate you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness, it's been a pleasure.
So
It's a
fun.
pleasure and honor being here.
Thank you, guys. I told you you would love her. So I'm going to make sure to link her phone number below and all of her information. I want to make sure that you guys go not procrastinate and take that quiz because I'm telling you, this is something that's really affecting a lot of us, and not just us, like our kids too. They're just, we're
Yeah,
all procrastinating. We're just taking too much time, wasting
yeah,
time. And let me
yeah.
tell you, everybody is given the same 24 hours. So don't get mad at someone if they're like doing their thing and you're mad that you're not doing your thing. We have the same 24
Same
hours.
opportunity. Yeah,
Same.
yeah,
So they probably have an accountability partner. They probably have somebody in their life that's encouraging and pushing them forward. They are
yeah.
probably not procrastinating as much as you are. So if you're listening to this and it's ouch, 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 that means that is you. So get on to Patty's site and make sure you take
Now,
that quiz. All right, guys, I
yes.
love you so much. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and send this to someone today, not later, not tomorrow, not next week, the day. Okay, love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. This is Neena Perez, Straight Talk, No Sugar Added.